Sometimes we forget the potential that's right in front of us. How many times have you passed by that beat-up vacant building down the road and looked at it with disgust or annoyance? Somebody needs to get that eyesore out of here, we think, or I'd never want to live in that old junker. So we get rid of it, out of sight, out of mind, tear it down and put it in the landfill. But we forget the story each building has and holds. More importantly, we forget that most of the materials from older structures are still in great shape and can be reused to create something new. Our team at Tiny Texas Houses held an educational, week-long salvage expedition in Campo, Texas. This is our story, the things we learned and the things we want to share. One of the most fun parts about tearing down an old structure is discovering the treasures within it. Brad and I went into El Campo days prior to the seminar and pulled out everything we saw of interest or value. We call it cherry-picking, and it's amazing what you'll find in an old house. Century-old books, newspaper articles from a time long gone, the first radios ever invented. All these things tell you a story that would have otherwise been lost in time. The love letters, financial records, the postcards to old friends. You can stand in a house and visualize its long history, almost see it. It turns out this building was an old hotel from the 1880s. Who knows who may have sought its shelter on some cold, lonely night. Brad pointed out how the railing on the staircase had been worn down from so many people touching it throughout the years. The interior walls were covered with beautiful beadboard of various colors, and the exterior siding was board and batten. I mean, this place was a wooden fortress, hundreds of years later, and the building stands erect and sturdy as ever. This experience made me realize that there's more to tearing down a house than just reclaiming the materials. There's an intricate story in every building, and you get to keep that story alive when you reuse its materials to build something else. So cherry-picking is the first step to tearing down a structure. Go in and get everything out of value. This includes doors, windows, hardware, and anything of intrigue. You may be surprised at the things you find and the stories they tell. I think it's a novel concept tearing down an old structure and reusing the materials because no matter where you're at in the world, you're keeping that local piece of history alive and well. I hope more people begin to realize the potential older buildings still have. They're not useless. They can be entirely new houses, but first we have to change the way we perceive them.
Coming soon on the next episode.
Why you shouldn't do this at home, safety tips, and deconstruction.